Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Royce, Lavelle E. Neal is back along with the one and only Sid Hartman. Sydney, we can talk. There's about 18 different directions we can start the show with, but let's start with the Minnesota Twins. We were just talking about it. Kevin Correa got traded late last night. We got a taste of the future last night. Wasn't real good. If that's, granted, it was his first.
Tasted like rotten sauerkraut.
Yeah, Trevor May got a shot. I mean, if you watch the last 4 days with this team, you go, it's not just that they're bad, it's that you don't know when they're ever going to get good.
It's probably the worst of the 4 teams that have finished lousy.
In the last 4 years, you mean?
Yeah. At least they had Kadire, they had Morneau, they had people like that got some hits once in a while, won a game once in a while, even though the record was the same. They were so much more competitive. This is the least competitive of the 4 lousy teams in my mind. I mean, they go in the game with no chance. They're behind right away, and it's hard to believe.
So they're the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
I don't agree. I still think 2011 is the worst of the worst. But,
I agree.
But this is pretty bad, and you know what? They played better than I thought they would for 3 months, but they stink. They got a basic problem. Every time they play, the other team's better than they are.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen. Trevor May has been overhyped as a prospect. Okay, he could be a guy in a rotation going down.
For those that missed it, he pitched last night in his debut.
Trevor May made his debut.
2 innings and not good.
7 walks. You can see the young man. He's sweating profusely, gripping the ball too tight. May's not the answer, ladies and gentlemen. He's supposed to be a mid to back end rotation guy. The future of the rotation is Alex Meyer and Jose Barrios. We have overhyped May and thinking that he's going to be a savior of this rotation, and he's just not that guy.
By the way, Meyer pitched 2 innings in Rochester last night and threw 64 pitches.
I saw that.
But what's the future? You're the big genius on this.
What he just said.
Game.
Meyer and Barrios.
Meyer is more of a number 2, possibly number 1 type starter, and Jose Barrios, who's at Double-A now, has got fantastic stuff. Both gentlemen can throw in the upper 90s, and Barrios has a great changeup and a great curveball.
Has he pitched again since he had his shoulder impingement?
No, he hasn't. He and Cole Stewart are both still out.
How about the pitcher they got from Oakland?
Tommy Malone. He's a back-end rotation guy. He's a lefty. They didn't have a lefty,
He's a slop balling.
Yeah.
He's a slow balling lefty.
Yeah, he throws like 87 miles an hour. It has a good changeup, a great location. So we'll see him soon.
Okay, let me ask questions some of the fans were asking the last couple of days. What's the difference between the Twins and the Oakland A's in your estimation over the long haul?
Over the long haul, their pitcher staff from top to bottom is much better.
But they rebuilt. They made 2 trades this year to get that pitching. With they had Kazmir, of course, but then Lester and Samardzija, they went out and got.
And you know what? Their team the whole is greater than the sum of their parts because you look at those batting averages, like 270.
That's why they're perplexing when you sit and look at the batting averages.
But Coco
and
Crisp is a solid player. Moss is a solid player. Josh Donaldson is an all-star.
Norris solid.
Yeah, Norris is a solid guy. But they all mesh well together, and they don't make many mistakes.
But this Oakland turnaround, and remember they did have 2-3 bad years.
Yep.
It's not like this has gone on endlessly, but this turnaround's pitching based, and they brought up some young pitchers who did well, and then when a couple of the young pitchers got hurt, Billy Beane said to hell with it, and he went out and traded for a couple of guys, and they're going to pay for it in the long run. They're not going to sign Lester, they're not going to sign Samardzija, and they're going to go backwards, but they're taking their shot.
Yes.
Last year, before the season started, Terry Ryan says we need a couple pitchers. If we get a couple pitchers, we'll be good. What do you say before this season in order to be competitive? What do you need?
Next year?
You need a left fielder. You need a center fielder. You need a third baseman. You need a first baseman who can stay on the field and hit 300 like he's supposed to. And you need Arcia to stop swinging 5 million miles an hour.
Should they throw Santana out there at shortstop the rest of the season and see if he can play it?
I don't mind him bouncing back between center and short, but yes, he is the shortstop of the future.
Then you might as well play him there.
Yeah. He should get some looks at short.
Yeah,
you have another center fielder. Jordan Schaefer is not a starting. He's not a starting baseball player.
But it doesn't make any difference.
He is not
a difference. You might as well let him play it.
But it's going to be a week from today. Burton could be gone. Willingham could be gone.
Dunsing.
I don't know about Dunsing.
Fine. Casey Fink.
But Willingham will be gone. Dunsing, Burton might be gone. DeDuno will be gone. They're going to be about 5 of them gone. It'll be interesting to see what body. I got to think DeDuno's the guy they run out of here when they put Mauer on the roster tomorrow. They can't keep that stiff anymore. I mean, how long can you go on watching the same crap?
The great
over?
experiment has ended with him.
Yeah,
he can't throw strikes consistently.
He can't.
You know, there was a minute where I thought he and Florimon were going to have solid careers in the big leagues.
You thought that Foreman was going to get a little bit better at the
Well, because
plate.
he's so athletic,
Yeah.
you know, and I thought he can do so many things.
Yes.
But they have nobody to replace these guys.
That's it. You brought up a good point. If they need a left fielder, they're going to have to go out and buy a good left fielder during the offseason, I think. And short, you want Santana plugged in as short. I'm curious to see who's going to start in center next year, because right now you have to look at the organization and say, my God, Aaron Hicks has got a free pass
By
to center
default.
field again.
No, he won't play center field.
Oh.
We're not going to see him much again.
You know,
I don't
well,
think
someone's
so.
going to play before Buxton's ready. Someone's got to play center.
Yeah, well,
And he's a
the worst thing that happened to him this year isn't what's happening up here. It's that Buxton and Sunoga both got hurt, so you can't make any plans for 2015 that include those two guys.
Those two guys are supposed to be up by the end of this year, and it got pushed back a year. And that's really screwed things up for the Twins.
It has, but I mean, you still don't know if those guys can play at the big league level, you know?
Now, yeah, but they have top shelf talent, though, unlike some of the other guys they've called up.
And even if they do, that's still only two.
That's true.
You know? I mean, that changes your lineup, but I mean, that's being the most
You're
optimistic.
too mean to Plouffe. I'll play Plouffe. I'll play Plouffe for 3 more
How
years.
many years
I
does
don't
he
mind.
get? How many
He's
years-
fine. Look at him. He's
How many
got
years is he
58
gonna
RBIs. He's got 60-some RBIs. He's got a bunch of doubles. He's the least of their problems.
Get the runner
He's
in.
the least of
Get
their
the runner in
problems.
from third yesterday, then.
He's the least of their problems.
Who's the least of the problem?
Plouffe is the least
With
of their
Trevor
problems.
Plouffe.
Who?
Trevor
Plouffe
Plouffe.
is
But of
the
course,
least of their
and again, now we get to pick
Plouffe is
why
a
even bother
star.
talking about position players until you get pitching. None of that matters.
Poof is a
That's
star.
true, too. But I think over the next couple of years, next year you see Meyer and Barrios in the rotation, and then you'll get the chance to see what they
Feels
have.
a lot like the Kansas City Royals long
Gibson's
drought,
improved
so it
this year,
feels
too.
like.
Gibson's improved, and Hughes is around. The rotation could be okay next year. But we
You
said
got a
that-
second baseman, you got a third baseman.
Take a break, come
and
back.
you
You'll be
got a
talking when we come back. Don't
catcher
worry. Stay with
and a
us.
first baseman.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quart surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship. And the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots. Being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
Is this what you want?
Introducing Get TV,
How do you do?
bringing you the biggest names and brightest stars of Hollywood.
Hey, that's something to think about.
Get back to a time when stories were epic,
Trust me.
I want to trust you.
when stars were legends.
It reminds me of what I came here to do.
Get TV. Classics have a new home.
Now available on 23.2 or on Comcast 211 or 253. Visit get.tv online for more information.
Mom?
Yeah?
How come we get more fries when we eat at McDonald's than when we eat McDonald's at home?
Well,
Mom?
I don't know. That's kind of strange, huh?
Right now, you can get one of 5 extra value meals with fries and a Coke for under $5, including the Big Mac.
If you have a collision at 25 miles an hour and you're not wearing a seatbelt, it's like falling from a 2-story building. At 40 miles an hour, it's like falling from 6 stories high. And at 60 miles an hour, if you're not wearing your seatbelt and you crash, it's like falling from 12 stories high. Buckle up. A message from the Minnesota Department of Public Safety.
See why more people are coming to Audi than ever before at Audi Minneapolis. Experience the legendary performance and handling of an A4 2.0 T Quattro. Lease yours for only $379 a month. Plus, Audi Minneapolis will make your first month's payment. Or try out the luxury and power of an A6. Lease for just $499 a month. The Summer of Audi event at Audi Minneapolis on 394 at General Mills Boulevard and at AudiMinneapolis.com.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, and great outdoor dining, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington, locally owned, nationally known, Hoyt's.
Locally owned, nationally known. Just stopped by there last night. A little chicken sandwich with mushrooms on top. Ran into Greg Ryan, Jim Ramstead, a whole bunch of good people. J.D. Hoyt's when you're coming to downtown.
You were there last night?
I was. I went to the Gopher scrimmage that you were not at.
I was at the Gopher scrimmage.
You didn't go to the scrimmage?
You weren't there.
I went over there after the 6 o'clock news and I did interviews.
Oh,
I didn't see anywhere.
I was there for most of
Well,
it.
why wouldn't you stay for the interviews?
I was there for most of it, sir.
But I mean, the interviews came after. That's what you should have been there for. That's the best part.
Hey, I got a
care whether
question.
you were
People do interviews
at
for
the
I have a
scrimmage or not.
question.
Go ahead.
Last week, Leitner was a great quarterback and he can't score a point. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
Leitner, you told me last week he was a great quarterback. What happened? He can't score against his own team.
Maybe the defense is pretty good.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's an unstoppable defense. I hear, by the way, one of your great moves today, you trying to get us afraid of Eastern Illinois. We got a big challenge coming up against Eastern
I saw that
Illinois.
little nugget in your column.
I'm terrified, Sid.
I just
Look out, they have one good receiver.
I'm not getting ready to beat Eastern Illinois. They're not going to beat.
You told me
they're not
today,
gonna
in
lose Eastern
you
Illinois.
told me today in the column they got a big challenge.
Even
against
though they
Eastern
lost their
Illinois.
quarterback to
Even
the
though
draft.
the guys with
Quarterback's gone, I said.
Yeah, Garoppolo.
But they have a good receiver.
So you've got some.
No, I
Remember
said the
last year, San
quarterback.
Jose, you were very
I
concerned
was trying
about.
to point out that they're fortunate that the quarterback's not back.
I
sir.
will say this too: they got a good secondary. The Gophers do.
Yeah.
And it's the second year out of the last 30
They got
years.
good
Yeah, but we're
linebackers,
used to
too.
that. That's been a tradition.
Well, that's why it's so strange to see. I mean, they make play. Their secondary is inverted. I mean, their defense is inverted. Their foundation is the secondary to help the front seven instead of the front seven to help the secondary.
I like Eric Murray. He covers.
He's
people.
good.
He covers.
They say he'll
people.
play in the league one day, and Derek Wallace is good too.
We'll see what happens. All I know is this coaching staff is very high in their personnel, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I hate it when you always talk about the coaching staff, but I will agree. I think Jerry Kill has done. I think Jerry Kill's come in and did what a lot of people thought he would. He slowly got better every year.
That's what I say. Why do we need a football building? We got all great players coming in already. What the hell we need a football building?
They'd be better in Illinois, I'll tell you that.
It doesn't take much. East Illinois would kick Illinois' butt right now. We're at the bottom of the Big Ten, okay?
Illinois.
No, we're better than Purdue. We're better
There's
than
no
Purdue.
excuse for Illinois to be as lousy as they are every year.
Sid, I can't argue with that. You're exactly right.
Well, they don't let you cheat like you used to, though, so that's part of it.
Well, yeah.
By the way, I saw the Cedar Rapids Gazette was rating Iowa's opponents. Number 12, they had Ball State. And number 10, they had somebody from the MIAC. Number 11, they had Purdue. They had Purdue. Purdue is supposed to be horrible.
Yeah, they're
That bad?
really
Yeah,
bad.
Purdue is supposed to be horrible.
Those things happen quickly, Lavelle. All of a sudden, you go.
Yeah, it seems like-
Purdue is not cheating like they used to. They had an apartment across from old Memorial Stadium.
Purdue did?
Purdue had an
Oh,
apartment.
when they come scout?
Yes, sir. And they caught them with with the goods.
And what they do is they'd rent an apartment so they could watch practice, is what
That's
you're
right.
saying. And they'd sit and watch practice
Yeah.
back in the day before they figured it out. It was
Yeah.
worth them to rent maybe an
Yeah,
apartment for a
because
year.
Jerry Burns-
Murray had all those trick plays. Left tackle,
Left tackle, right tackle.
Yeah, and
Jerry
then
Burns will
third and
tell you-
8, we might throw if we have to.
Jerry Burns will tell you they found a Purdue guy up in a tree.
Back in the day.
That's Jerry Burns.
Yeah, so you like the Gophers going in?
Here's the thing. I can't see how they can have a better record than last year with the schedule.
You could have a better team and a worse record.
The
but-
schedule,
That's what
it
I
can be
think.
8-0.
Huh?
It can be 8-0.
Well, yeah, you're right. At the end is when it gets toughest. I don't know if
Yeah,
TCU
it's
how
not
good they
tough
are.
till the end.
Yeah.
But they go to
Okay,
TCU and I don't know what they...
TCU, why not? TCU was 4-8 last year. They were the worst team in that league.
Yeah,
Are we
Dalton's-
supposed to be afraid of TCU? They
Dalton's
were
not there anymore.
4-8.
That team can be had.
I'm not afraid of Purdue. I think they'll be
TCU was the game.
TCU.
Yeah.
They
That's
were
the key game in the
4-8.
preseason.
Well,
Yes.
that guy's a pretty good coach.
Yeah,
He's
they
done
were-
a pretty good job year in and year out.
Okay, but they were 4-8 last
And what do
year.
you guys think of this new ruling by the NCAA?
the
This
Power
deal,
Five?
The colleges are going to be like pros.
Right, so they don't break off from the NCAA.
They are worried about all the legal stuff. They won't. If they'd have paid for some of those parents going to the NCAA and done some of the thing, a kid like that, what was the kid's name that got hurt at Penn State for the Gophers?
Oh, the cornerback that was so good. I forget his name.
There's a kid, ain't got nothing going. He got crippled for
Right.
life, and he's got nothing, no insurance,
I don't know that he's
no
crippled
nothing.
for life, but he got hurt badly in his football career.
But this is about, TV money is what it's not. They act like it's about the student athletes. It's about them making more money than they've ever made before and keeping it.
Right, and they're going to run it like a business instead of asking everybody, and they're just going to distribute.
How would
it.
you like to be, though, North Dakota,
That's what I'm thinking of.
Omaha, St. Cloud, and Duluth trying to compete with Gopher hockey now?
You're kind of out.
Gopher hockey already has every advantage known to man, and now they're going to be able to pay their players, and you can't.
But they don't play them, so that's what I worry about it.
But
No,
eventually,
but
if you want to
in
win
the
a national
playoffs,
championship-
in
They
the
don't play
playoffs,
that many games.
in the
What is this?
playoffs, that's what I worry. I mean, if the Gophers don't win the NCAA title 3 out of 5 years now, there's something wrong.
No doubt.
The union thing, the thing was heating up, and when that Northwestern
playing for the
had
Vikings.
talked about playing the union, about having a union,
I think this train had already rolled. though,
that
before
kind
you
of
did that.
warmed
I
the
agree.
thing up. And there's lawyers involved representing these players, and they had to do something, or was it going to be worse?
Well, here's what's going to be interesting, though, is if they, as the minor programs start to disappear, rather than pay them a stipend.
That's
they're
what I
gonna-
wonder.
Yeah.
Rather
that's
than
what-
paying them a stipend, they're going to just stop having minor programs.
And
Golf
what
and
considered
gymnastics.
what's considered minor though?
Non-revenue sports.
Everything that
would be-
doesn't make a profit.
Well, what
I'd
about
be in
that's
trouble.
baseball in a lot of these
Yes.
schools.
Wisconsin doesn't
Because
have
they're not gonna
baseball.
pay
Iowa
them.
State doesn't have
Yeah.
baseball.
Right. What about baseball? Is that how?
Let's just say Iowa State's lost it. Wisconsin's lost it. Then
And SEC, I think they make a little money off baseball there because all this.
Well, if you do,
but-
then you stay. But if not, you're going to have a tough time, or you're going to play a different schedule,
The non-revenue sports will be in real trouble.
or they'll just have to go to a
There'll be the
regional
club-
schedule, which isn't that bad.
There'll be club sports.
But look, you got in this area, you got North Dakota State, North Dakota, South Dakota State, South Dakota, Drake, Iowa State, Wisconsin, Green Bay,
But
Wisconsin,
Maxie, you
Milwaukee.
still have to pay those guys. You cannot pay a stipend to football players and not swimmers.
But what I'm saying is, there's a whole bunch of fat in that budget that you could reduce if you don't fly to Hawaii for spring break. If you don't fly, you're just going to have to bust and play your schedule there and take that money back.
Well, now they can cheat legally.
Yes.
And that's scary.
That's what it amounts to.
Because
They
guess
can
who's gonna
cheat
do it?
legally. They can pay them.
Who do you think will do that better, the South or the North?
I don't know.
Take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Allery's, the original St. Paul sports bar, now with 65 beers on tap.
Attention, please get a pencil. Announcing a hearing breakthrough, a microchip that is so small it can fit on the head of a pen, worn hidden entirely in your ear canal, making you hear clear as a bell. And it's proudly made in the USA. Do you feel left out of conversations? Is it difficult to hear words in noisy environments? Do others say that you listen to the TV or radio too loudly? Do you feel like a bother to others due to your problems hearing? If you answered yes, you may qualify for this new chip in the ear. Only 50 participants are needed to try this microchip, so get a pencil. Call now to see if you qualify. This revolutionary chip actually mimics the natural sound selection of the human ear. With multi-core microprocessors, technology used in the most advanced computers, sounds are analyzed and classified each millisecond, controlling noise and making speech clear. Do not wait. Call now to see if you qualify to wear this revolutionary new microchip.
In a world full of compromise, the Audi A3 takes a different path. Get uncompromised design, the style and presence of Audi in a lighter, smaller form, uncompromised performance, a lightning-quick turbocharged engine, and race-bred S-tronic transmission. Uncompromised luxury with standard leather seating and panoramic sunroof. Lease your A3 for only $299 a month. Plus, during the Summer of Audi event, Audi Minneapolis will make your first payment. Stay uncompromised. Audi Minneapolis.
Yeah. Audi Minneapolis, stop on by right off of 394 in General Mills Boulevard. Drive the A4 out of there. It's perfect for all seasons. So too is the Q7 that I'm driving today. Four-wheel drive with lots of room in the back. Welcome back to the sports show, Sydney.
Is it a Ty turnaround?
That's a good looking tie, Sid.
That's
a good
looking
like a barber pole.
I got this at your estate sale. Remember when you sold your clothes? Remember when you sold your clothes that day? I got it there. You signed it in the back here somewhere.
My old man used to, when he was an undertaker, used to have to put ties on guys, and he had a few like that.
Did he have a clip-on?
Clip-on.
Oh,
like
you know what? There were some undertakers at Sid's sale. They were buying ties. I don't know why they thought that. Did you come out okay on that thing? Selling your clothes and your shoes?
I came out
I was
okay.
worried about that. What about the Timberwolves made a trade? You
No,
said,
they made
wait
the
a second,
trade.
wait. In your words, you look for Kevin Love to go to training camp and to play with him this season. What do you think of that? That's what you told us.
I thought it would happen. I thought that Taylor would
Why did you think that?
Taylor would find some way. According to a guy, a columnist in Cleveland, who people claim knows what's going on, Love is not signing a contract with Cleveland.
Well, he can't.
He can't sign until next year.
He can't sign the next year.
In fact, he can't even, if they get caught negotiating with him, you end up with the same deal as Joe Smith.
That's right. Wink, wink, ink, ink.
So they can't.
He can't sign an extension?
No.
No.
No, not to get the 5-year deal. He has to wait till next year.
Yeah, he has to wait till next year, then he gets a 5-year deal.
His agent can say, this is what Kevin will be looking for long term, and they
So,
can say, okay.
It could happen.
Well, I think it's going to happen. I think he's going to get traded to Cleveland.
He don't sign a contract. Maybe he won't like it at Cleveland.
But the point is,
yeah, well,
it doesn't
that's
matter.
not our
The
problem.
Timberwolves
That's
are,
not the Timberwolves' problem.
Yeah.
I think
Or do you think he's going to come back here?
After reading Kent Youngblood's story today, which I thought it was a very good story.
About Wiggins?
Yeah. I think...
Now you're pretty high on the deal, huh?
As long as they had to make the trade, I think something happened.
Okay.
We had a luncheon last...
I can hear his brother just turning.
Yeah, that's what you hear. This is the squeal. Go ahead, Sam.
If Tony Stewart only could drive that well, that kid would be alive today.
It's the same one you heard when Mike Zimmer took over for Leslie Frazier after a couple of months. Yeah. What were
Okay.
you saying?
We had a luncheon.
I was there.
You were there. Flip's there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he gets a phone call.
Well, it was on the day this stuff was going down, so yeah.
Disappeared.
Right.
That's when the contract was. That's when the deal was finally settled.
Well, I mean,
because
I don't know when it was, but
because there was another part of the trade that had to be okay.
but not here nor there. The point is, Love's going away and Wiggins is coming back, and now you're happy about that.
What choice you have?
None. Patrick?
Yeah, I'm all for it. If I could get the last two number ones and the number one draft choice, I'd trade Kevin Love. Even if I had him for 3 more years, I'd make this trade.
When's the other shoe dropping, though? What about this deal with
And
Philadelphia?
I agree with him now.
The Thaddeus Young deal.
Well, everybody seems to think Thaddeus Bennett's going to go for Thaddeus Young.
Nah, not necessarily Bennett.
Let's put it this
Well, that's
way.
what I thought when they said it, but Philadelphia was one reporting it.
Let's put it this way.
I thought they'd get the protected pick.
Hey, let's put it this way.
Oh, so
With
sorry.
Love, they were under 500, right? and they had Pekovic hurt most of the season, who was a key player. They had other people hurt. I'm trying to take a positive side.
Let me translate for those of you.
I'm dizzy.
When Sid says he's trying to take
I'm not saying I wanted to Love to go.
Okay.
Let's put it this way.
Okay.
And if you see
They
Kevin
had
Love,
no
you will
choice.
not say that you were for him.
Yeah,
going.
they had no choice. I
But what
agree.
Sid has figured out here and ascertained is Flip Saunders is left here, and he needs him on his radio show. Kevin Love can't do
But
very
here's
good in
the deal.
Cleveland, so he will back Flip Saunders'
Here's
deal.
the only thing that could kill it. 13 more days of Glenn Taylor talking to reporters. No doubt. I'm sure that Flip would like him to take a vacation to Bora Bora without a phone, because he might say anything.
Take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law, for all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. And Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, Christian Ponder, the Wild, Zach Parise, the Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. Justin Bieber! Hey, I like him first. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life, because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
From Michigan, right?
Beacon Bank, responsive, reliable, reassuring. Bob Weiss and the gang got it going on. A great partner for you in a small business loan and beyond. Welcome back to the Sports Show. We haven't even talked about the Vikings yet. You were
Let's
there.
just say this.
Okay, one more thing.
One more thing about Love. The Timberwolves screwed it up themselves.
Yes.
If they'd have given him the contract, they should have given him, and there should have been no doubt about it.
Nobody had his head in a vice telling him he had to sign it, though.
No, that's
he
true.
could have
They
said,
wouldn't
I'm
be in
only
this
taking the
position.
5-year deal, and they would have given it to him.
Or if he does not believe in the vision that this team has, and they didn't sell him on it. He doesn't believe that this team has a chance to be great based on what he knows about his teammates. So that's the other part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the point is, if they sign him to the other deal, he'd still be there.
Okay, we only got a minute left. Vikings.
I don't know. They didn't play anybody. The team they played is terrible. So they marched on the field against them. That didn't show me anything. I want to see them play some more games.
Every team you see in exhibition football is terrible, because you don't know who you're playing against.
You got 100 guys.
How'd your Bears look?
If we go by the first 2 drives of the game, we look fantastic.
Okay.
But I can't take preseason seriously until week 3, and then you got.
It's really you always go to every year I get fooled because you get excited, then you start watching the game and you go, oh, this is preseason, yeah.
I saw Teddy Bridgewater threw 2 passes and they both bounced. I thought I was watching Donovan McNabb. But
I've never seen that many people though wearing a jersey that says Bridgewater or a rookie like that.
They
before.
really wanted him to be great.
Did I hear
mediocre as you could
Did
get.
Christian Ponder get booed during the game?
He might have, but he never had a chance either. Back next week.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King, for the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology, life is worth hearing.